Om Shanti. Uh, Rakhi sister, should we play a song? Uh, can someone play a song, or there is a need, or we go ahead with the reading of the Murli of the part two?
We can start reading them only by
Oh,
way.
fine. Om Shanti. So we today we are on the part two of the Murli, Avyakt Murli, titled "The Call of the Time." And yesterday we had read, we had seen, we have understood the techniques which Abhay Babdada shared with us with respect to how to be constant embodiment of the bliss, constant embodiment of happiness and embodiment of power. And Baba gave us the title of a master creator and how to check every power by keeping maintaining a chart that how much I have accumulated that power and to what percentage, and how to put a full stop to the expenditures. Any expenditure is if we spend our earnings on our own self, then that's called as expenditure. So we have to curtail that, and instead of using it on our own self, that we have been doing it since the early stages of Brahmin life. Now we are grown up, and we have understood that by giving we multiply it multifold the powers. So now is the time to give and make your creations overflowing with energy, with power. And so let's now, and Baba gave the two keywords to achieve all this is Mela and Kale. So by having this consciousness of a Mela and Kale, we automatically maintain our stage in an elevated level, and that too constantly. So now we go to the part two of the Murli. Yeah. Just as that government creates a saving scheme, so too the Almighty Government is also now ordering all the children to create a saving scheme. Put a full stop to the expenditure. At present, continue to give. Is anything still remaining in terms of receiving? If it still remains, it proves that the Father has not given you your full inheritance. The point to check, the point to ponder upon. If still something is there remaining to be received from the brother souls or any other soul or any object, that means Father has not given you your full inheritance. We have not taken that full inheritance. However, the Father has not kept anything with himself. He gives you your full inheritance in a second. So that nothing remains to be received. So I, the soul, can do a checking that if still I am having any kind of expectation from this old world, old body, or any soul other than Baba, so other than the Supreme Soul, if I have any tendency to receive or expectation, that means I am not full. I have not claimed my full inheritance that is given in a second, so that nothing remains to be received. So, do you now know how to save, or is it that you have developed the habit of spending? There are many who do not know how to accumulate. So, when Baba says the word spending or expenditure, Baba means that we are utilizing our income for our own self. And that comes in the category of spending or expenditure. So there are many who do not know how to accumulate. They are not able to accumulate, and in fact, they develop the habit of spending more and thereby incur debt. Here too, when you spend all your powers, you say that such and such a Didi or Dadi or Bap Dada should give you something. You take on credit. First of all, think whose children you are. You are the children of the master of the unlimited treasures. Do you have this intoxication? Let's take a pause here of half a minute or around few seconds and just deeply close your eyes and deeply reflect. Whose children are we? We are the children of the master of unlimited treasures. We are the master. We are the children of the Almighty Authority, who is the master of unlimited treasures. So we, the souls, are overflowing with this intoxication. Om Shanti. When you are the masters and so the children of unlimited treasures, and you then take the powers on credit from others, what would you be called? Very sensible. You do not become so over clever, do you? Do you know the methods for saving in the saving schemes? What is the easiest and the most elevated method for saving through which you are able to save all powers? How would you create your budget? Every year, the government releases the budget in the month of February. So, Baba here is taking that example that every soul is a representative of the spiritual government, and we, as the finance minister of our own government, we have a responsibility to create our own budget of our inner world. Only when you first make a budget will you then be able to check it. Which areas we are spending the incomes, what are our expenditures, what are our incomes. How can you make it so that you can automatically accumulate? We have to be careful that we don't land up in debts. Our accumulation should always be increasing, and that too automatically without much efforts. So how can you make it so that make your budget so that you can automatically accumulate? To make a budget means to fix a program for every moment for your intellect, because every moment is the, so it could be the source of multi-million folds income, or it could also be the source of expenditure. So to make a budget means to fix a program for every moment for your intellect, for your words and for your deeds. Underline. When you make a budget, you arrange it so that you only spend a certain amount of it, and your expenditure is then created according to that. Only then is your task accomplished successfully according to the budget. So you allocate fixed amounts for every department, for every area, for every focus area, key areas. Only then is your task accomplished successfully according to the budget. So to make a budget means to awaken, underline. To make a budget means to awaken at Amrit Vela and to arrange a plan for your intellect and for what you have to do through words and for what you have to do through deeds. The budget will have the three departments: thoughts, words, and deeds. Income, expenditure, income, expenditure, and income, expenditure. That is, you have to make a diary for all three for every day. After making a diary for every day, You then have to check as to whether you performed your tasks according to whatever you arranged or planned for the intellect. Or is it that the budget is one thing and the plan is something else? Baba is asking this important question. It should not so happen that the budget we plan is one thing, and when we go on executing it in the practical life, then that budget is not implemented. We are doing as per our own manmat. So the easy method to accumulate all your powers is to make a plan for your thoughts, words, and deeds for every day. If at Amrit Vela you fix what the intellect has to remain busy in throughout the day, all wastages would then be finished. So fixing what the intellect has to remain busy in throughout the day, that's called what Baba calls it as a budget, everyday budget. If you finish the wastage, you then become someone powerful. The moment wastage is finished, we become powerful. In order to finish the wasteful, make your intellect a planning intellect. This new word Baba has introduced, planning intellect. Only by making your intellect a planning intellect will you be able to accumulate all your powers, for otherwise, all the powers you use would be spent wastefully. If the account of wastage is finished, you would automatically be able to save. In order to finish the wastage, write your daily diary. Fix your time in this way. Then, as to what special thoughts you are going to have in your intellect for the day and what you will accomplish through your words and deeds for that day. By fixing this, your energy that is wasted by ordinary and wasteful words will be saved. Those who do not waste anything become the best. Underline. Those who do not waste anything become the best. Those who waste anything can never become the best. Look at everything and increase your savings scheme. So Baba is highlighting on the savings aspect of the stock. Only then will you be able to become master creators. At present, you do not have the power to become a master creator and sustain your creation. Baba says a master creator is the one who makes his creation overflowing with power. If you cannot become a master creator, what would you become? If you do not know how to look after anyone, you would have to be looked after. Would you not? So instead of looking after, the creation becomes a liability. You would have to be looked after. Instead of being a master creator, the soul becomes a liability. So instead of being a master creator, you would become a creation who needs to be looked after. So you want to become a master creator, do you not? Simply keep the two words you were told, Mela and Kale, in your awareness at all times, and you will be able to make a savings scheme. Then you will save the thoughts, time, and power that you use wastefully. For this, simply keep your discipline firm. Underline the word firm discipline. You think that you will do something, but you do not keep that discipline as a daily discipline. You follow it strictly for a month, and then Maya begins to come. That is, Maya begins her task of making you unconscious. So, what do you have to do for this? When you see that someone is not gaining consciousness, you give him injection after injection. So Baba has given now is giving an example of a doctor and a patient. Patient, when it's not gaining consciousness, doctor gives him injection after injection, and with the objective of bringing the patient into consciousness. Or when an operation is being performed, an injection is given so that the patient does not feel anything, anesthesia. When you feel that some force is going to make you unconscious, that is, Baba is now relating to the spiritual pursuit. When you feel that some force of Maya is going to make you unconscious, that is, when you feel the force of Maya beginning, what injection will you give then? You pay attention. What is the injection? You pay attention and have checking anyway, but together with that. So, first injection is attention and checking. Stop, give attention and check. And together with that, check the discipline of taking full power from the powerhouse at Amrit Vela every day. This is the strongest injection of all the injections. Check the discipline of taking full power from the powerhouse at Amrit Vela every day. If you make a connection with the Father at Amrit Vela, you would then be saved from being made unconscious by Maya for the whole day. So Amrit Vela, taking powers from the powerhouse, all powers from the powerhouse, is the strongest injection which the soul can give to itself. That this injection is, Baba is saying, this injection is missing with some souls. They do not take this injection. There should be a good connection. It should not be that you just wake up and sit there. No, it's not just a formality. Of course, you observe the discipline of waking up and sitting there, but is your connection good? That is, do you experience underlying? Do you experience having all attainments? If you take an injection but do not experience any power, you should understand that the injection has not fully accomplished its task. In this way, the connection of Amrit Vela means to experience all powers and all attainments underlined. The connection of Amrit Vela means experiencing all powers, full powers, and all attainments from the Supreme Father. This is the strongest injection of all. If the beginning of the day, Amrit Vela, is good, the middle and the end will also be good. So everything falls in place at the elevated level. If you do not have the practice of experiencing anything from the beginning, then you would not be able to experience the beginning of the world. That is all the happiness of the beginning of the world cycle. This is the beginning of the whole day. And so, if you let go of this beginning and you then wake up and sit down, or you forge a connection after some time or after a few hours, then to the extent that you are late here, so accordingly you would be late there. So, so closely connected. The world cycle is closely connected with Amrit Vela. You see, Amrit Vela becomes a foundation. So, this is because the first chance of the appointment time for meeting Bab Dada is given to you children. That's exclusive time for the then it is the time for the devotees. If you forge a connection at the time for the devotees, then you cannot receive the blessings that you children should receive. This is why this time has a connection with that time. The most important and first item of the budget is this Amrit Vela. That is the beginning. At that time, check whether you are going to come in the beginning or after a few births. The hours here are equivalent to the births there in Satyuga. To the extent that you miss the hours here, so you will miss that many births there. It is this that there is a weakness. Of course, everyone sits down during the Amrit Vela. If you were to see the scenes of that moment, you will enjoy yourself a great deal. The scene at that time is such that it seems like a museum of the Hatha yogis in Jaipur. Baba is highlighting this aspect that some souls they do this Amrit Vela with some kind of a Hatha yoga. That tendency of a Hatha means deliberately or a formality based Amrit Vela. When different types of Hatha yoga are shown in that museum of the Jaipur, the scene of Amrit Vela is such that some try to control their sleep with force and others pass their time by compulsion, and some are hanging upside down. That is, they are not able to carry out the task for which they are sitting there. Those Hatha yogis are shown standing on one leg, some are hanging upside down, and some are in different postures. Here too, the scene at that time is like this. Some pass 1 second very well. Then, if you look at them the next second, they are standing on one leg, and then the other leg falls. They think that they will accumulate something today, but they are not able to do that. This scene is worth seeing. Some even have yoga whilst sleeping, just as those people sleep on thorns with force. Here they sleep on a bed of snakes. The postures here of this time is also very wonderful. This is why you were told that by knowing the importance of Amrit Vela and by putting it into your practical life, you can become great. If you do not make your plans at Amrit Vela, what would you put into a practical form? Because both are closely related. A worldly task is also only accomplished properly when you have a proper plan. If you do not make a plan, you cannot be successful. Every success starts with a good plan implemented well. If you do not fix your plan in this way at Amrit Vela, you are not able to attain the success that you should from your thoughts, words, and deeds. Now understand the importance of this and become great. You have now clearly been told what efforts still remains to be made. By making your Amrit Vela all right, everything else will become good. Just as you become immortal by drinking nectar, so too, by making Amrit Vela successful, you will receive the blessings of becoming immortal. Then, throughout the day, you will not be confused by any obstacles. That means the intellect will be clean and clear without any confusion. You will be immortal in remaining constantly cheerful and constantly powerful. If you do not take the blessing that you receive at Amrit Vela of becoming immortal, you then have to labor very hard. You have to labor hard and incur expenditure. That's not a good sign. Otherwise, by taking the blessings of being immortal, you can be saved from laboring and also any expenditure. Acha, now Baba is summarizing the the entire Murli, the call of the time. To such souls who stay with the Father and those who celebrate a meeting through their every thought at every second, to those who are not separated by even one thought for even a second, to the players and the intense effort makers who constantly observe every scene while set on their seat of remembrance as detached observers, to those who become embodiments in a second with one thought. That is, the moment they have the thought, they become embodiments. To such intense effort making souls who have received the blessings of being immortal, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Acha. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Now let's, you all divine souls, let's take a pause and do an internal reflections, internal churning on what Bab Dada told us today and how we can implement in our practical life the significance of Amrit Vela, which sets the day, which is a foundation for the entire world cycle, inner world cycle, as well as the outer world cycle. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Now the house is open for all the divine members, the divine family to share their reflections.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om
Beautiful
Shanti.
Murli. Yeah, beautiful Murli and very nicely rendered as well. Um, you know, when you were reading the lines and we are talking about budgeting and planning, I actually felt like Baba has so beautifully connected this to office work, what we do in our office, and linked it to our spiritual work. And I love the line that you have to prepare a budget and you have to have your intellect planning. And since I also come from a quality background, I remember there's one line which we used to always put on our slide. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So this reminded me of that sentence. And Baba is so correct that we have to plan. And if we don't even have a plan, how are we going to ever succeed? So it's very important that we plan from Amrit Vela our entire day, our entire budget. And I think this is the essence that I've picked up from today's Murli at the max. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister, for sharing such wonderful point. And truly, the budget is the something which saves our wastages and saves our expenditures and increase our savings of the net assets. Om Shanti. Yeah, please share. Someone was trying to share. What is the injection which Baba has given us? That example of a surgeon or a doctor handling a patient. Which is that injection Baba gave for the spiritual pursuit? Om
That
Shanti.
injection is taking the full
Tension.
power from the power bank, powerhouse. This is the strongest injection of
Yes, yes. Thank you, sister. Wonderful. Yeah. That's of taking the power from the powerhouse during Amrit Vela. That's the strongest injection ever.
Om Shanti. Good morning.
Om
So this Murli, very nice Murli. Yeah. So Baba clearly describes about the spending and accumulation. So so here Baba says if we spend more and then our accumulation becomes less. Right, so we need to create such schemes. Nowadays, government is also creating schemes where a lot of saving schemes. So here, Baba says, we need to learn this art of full stop, so the expenditure will come down. So many children have this habit of spending more. So even if you take it in Laukik, right? So there we see many people will be earning good. But they will also create so many expenditure. Let's say somebody is earning 1 lakh per month, and they might create their plans or create or their lifestyle. They'll change it to have 1 month their expenditure will be 1 lakh. Their earning is good, but at the same time their expenditure is small. So end of the day or end of the year, their earning is nothing. So on the other side, we might see people who might be earning less, but they would plan their life in such a way that their expenditure will be less. So when we look at end of the day, they might have something accumulated. So one thing to understand here is the intellectual people or the sensible people is actually not the one who's earning more. So the one who is actually earning less and who knows the art of accumulating, no matter how big you are earning, if you know the art of accumulation, then you are a sensible person. Right, and similarly in yoga also many people do a lot of effort in yoga, like they spend time with Baba, meditation and everything in the morning hours, right, during Amritavela and all. Then when they finish all that and go out, right, there was going to be a situation where they have to use all these powers. So when a small situation comes, if they become angry, that's where most of their power is lost, right? That's what Baba says. Some people even incur debts. So the important thing that we need to keep in mind, it's not about earning, whether in yoga or in Laukik life, money or whatever. The important thing that we need to keep in mind is how clever we are in terms of accumulating what we have accumulated, what we have earned. Yeah, Om Shanti. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing such deep insight, and also the aspect that the art of accumulation is what matters than the savings, little savings every day. Savings means basically we are reducing our wastages of thoughts and all that. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
I was just thinking when Baba used the word budget. And I've gone through these people and all who really, when they set budget, or even when you learn in accountancy, they just say, know your net income, track your spending, then set your goals, plan, adjust, see that, adjust your expenditure so that it doesn't end in debt. Like that, Baba planned us in yesterday. Why should I set the budget? He said time. And even the time of the budget and what time we need to set the budget and what time we need to run the budget, Baba explained yesterday when he spoke about call of time. So what a nice connection first Baba gave us yesterday for a spiritual budget. And what do? They collect information, they collect data, they collect all this. Baba said, you need only two things: Father's hand, Shrimat, Father's company, Yog. So if these two resources I have with me, then I can start on my journey of preparing the spiritual budget. And he gave us the need, why I need the budget, because it's time. People are going to ask you for blessings, people are going to ask. So he ended up yesterday by saying, stop spending on yourself, start accumulating it so that you can use for others. And now he says, create a scheme, full stop, give. And I was just thinking, why, Baba, I should not receive every day? I need to receive from you because I need to give more and more. And as I give more and more, I will receive more and more. For that, what I have to do? Baba says, Amritvela, awaken, arrange. What I should arrange? My three instruments: thought, word, actions. So create a yukti. And just yesterday, Baba blessed me in my blessing, you are yukti yukt. So I have got all the yuktis. I've got a planning intellect. I have understood all this mela and kale of a budget. I am ready. How do I go about? I sit just like the finance minister sits in a room. I am going to sit in Amritvela. Put my whole attention towards him. Receive from him everything. And constantly see that I don't miss even any second of it. As Baba said, why it's important. It makes me immortal. And once I take it, I start giving the full injection. As we keep giving injection, first anesthesia, then injection, and then I know I have achieved. Otherwise, I know there are going to be. So if for this one thing, what Baba is saying, for your leakage of energy every day, if your expenditure increases, Amritvela, saving scheme, plan every day. It's so methodical and all which Baba has put. I love the way even the budget is created by the finance ministry, even though it is a teamwork. I think Baba has implemented that in a very beautiful way. As somebody rightly said, he has made even official about it. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, sister, for summarizing the entire Murli. Now, can I throw upon a question here? Baba has told us to make a budget, for every moment. So we can share on this, how to make a budget for every moment for your intellect, words and deeds. What is a practical way we can start with? It could be as a homework for the day. How to
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Om Shanti.
I haven't planned any kind of budget, but one of the most powerful techniques is that one of the teachers said that you need to have the hobby of burning your sins, Vikram Vinash. So if we put an habit of practicing this, that we have every second we get free, we start burning our sins, then I think we can save a lot, because our sins will be burnt, and if we continue doing seva also, then we will also accumulate as well as save and create new ones, new points. Om Shanti.
Yes,
One
sister. Yes.
practical,
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry, brother. No, I said one practical technique for this, what sister just said, no, that you keep removing your sin. Sin may be a strong word, but anything that you felt that you could have done much better as a reflection. One practical thing which I have tried is that, during the same Amrit Vela or during any peaceful time during the day, if you also keep reflecting on yourself, like the checking which Baba has said in the earlier Murlis, and you just keep judging your own self, you only are the finance minister. Baba has empowered us to be like Baba himself, right? So actually, when you detach yourself and you observe yourself as if from the outside, you're a soul observing your own body, action, everything, you will immediately know, okay, I could have done this better. I could have done this better. And if you have said something, or you can even seek forgiveness from that other soul, or if you behaved in a unreasonable way, you can again seek forgiveness and send Baba's light on that person and on your own self. So what I have realized is that over a period of time, you see that all that is just getting sorted out. It's like almost like what you're supposed to do after your death, where you reflect on your whole life, but you're doing it every day and as many times during the day. And so when you keep doing that cleansing, you're saving actually, and you're actually empowering also, because you're bringing in good energy using Baba's remembrance to bless that vibration. So I think this has worked for me. I just thought I would like to share. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister, for sharing. It was indeed a practical tip. Others may also share their
Brother,
experience.
I just would like to share what I had gone through this thing called as soul sustenance. I remember how they said, see, sometimes it's very difficult to observe your thoughts once they are released and immediately checking it and all. It may not be unless I know what that thought has created, because that thought would have created a feeling. So what is that feeling which I have thrown on that other person? So that may be a checking point over there for me to say, did I send that thought to that person that he got that feeling? So maybe that immediate checking could be done then. But when I don't have the power to discern, to find out what I threw at a person through my mind or through my words, through our action, what it has created, if I'm not able to ascertain or find out, it's not there. So that's why what I feel at every step, I just ask, was it okay? Was it okay? I remember in that movie, Three Idiots, they used to say, all's well, all's well, all's well. So I learned that to say, is it okay? Did I do okay? Then I consulted with Baba, just the kind, Baba, I hope it was okay. See, and I try to justify a kind of a practical conversation I have with myself. And I do, for this really, I need mercy upon the other soul. I need to know I want to be a benefactor. If I have, I think, and every minute checking, it takes place automatically. Then we have the traffic control, which also could be used where we can sit down, like you said, a car is in front of the traffic signal, you so many things you do with the car. Maybe that moment also you can bring down all between the last traffic control and this traffic control. Okay, Baba, what happened? This, that, and then I check. I use this kind of thing. Of course, empowerment at Amritwela, but every moment, as you said, I thought I should share.
Thank you, sister. Yeah, that's another practical tip. Another aspect which Baba brought out is the maintaining a daily diary. How many of us maintain a daily diary? I'm sure we must be maintaining in a Lockic world, because we all are, having different roles in the corporate, or the, even in household also we maintain a diary of the to-do list and all. So here Baba has told us to make a daily diary to finish the wastages. That's also a practical tip. We can maintain a daily diary of, and wherever we get time, we can reflect upon thoughts, words, and actions. What level I want. Om Shanti. Any other sharing? And before we move to the meditation, please. Baba has used various words, 4 or 5 words. One is a budget, other one is a plan. Then which are the other words? Diary, chart. So let's visualize these. Let's visualize these. When I say the word, let's visualize that. First is a chart. Chart of every power. There are 8 powers. Each of these 8 powers you see in that chart. Let's visualize each power in that chart. Beautiful chart. Power to withdraw, power to concentrate, means power to back up, and power to concentrate, power to tolerate, power to accommodate, power to discern, power to decide, power to face, and power to cooperate. These 8 spiritual powers of the soul are naturally flowing. And there's a beautiful chart having all these powers, at what percentage I'm accumulating each of these powers every moment of my day, every day. And it's a beautiful chart Bab Dada has created for me, exclusively for me, for we Brahmin souls. Then the next keyword Baba said is a diary. A beautiful diary. Visualize a beautiful golden diary studded with diamonds. Open the first page of the diary. Who am I? And who all are my true relations? My all relations are my Baba. My all attainments are my Baba, from my Baba. Then open this next page of the day. I set the entire day now. Set the tone for the entire day. Set the energy level. Set the stage. Set the seat. The Singhasan right now. My thoughts, words, and actions. 3 departments, 3 columns. Every moment, every day. There is a page for every day in this diary. This diary has been exclusively created by Bab Dada for we Brahmin souls. My every hour, every moment is of intoxication with a self-respect. Whose children are we? We are the children of the unlimited master creator of the universe, master creator of the entire country. We are the master bestowers of blessings to everyone. We cannot afford to be the receivers from anyone. We are the givers, master creators. So the diary has been set for the day. Next, Baba says about the plan during the Amrit Vela, the strongest injection, plan the injection well in advance. The strongest injection is to have a powerful connection with Baba. Experiencing all the powers from Baba during the Amrit Vela. Exclusive time, one-on-one, created by Supreme Father for we children. We are the first in line, first. After we have our exclusive time, then the time comes for the devotees and the other subject souls. So how special are we are? So that's the plan created by Bab Dada for exclusively for us. So today we take this homework of these exclusive instruments Baba gave us, spiritual instruments, diary, chart, plan, and the budget. What Bab Dada has created a budget for us. Does my budget align with that? Or I've created my budget of my own shortcomings? Or I have lowered my budget through my thoughts, words, and actions of limited world. So here I check. Again, I check my Bab Dada's budget made exclusively for we children. And my budget is for Parmarth, not for myself, not to be expended on my own self. It's for the entire world, because we are the master creators. So today, let's ponder on these aspects and apply so that the plan realized into practical, and it helps us maintain a constant stage of elevated stage. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Over to you, Rakhi sister. Om Shanti.
Shanti. A small announcement for this Sunday. This Sunday we have Tina Ben, who will be doing Murli Manthan for the Murli dated 23rd of June 1973. Title of this Murli is Masters of Alokik Treasures. To have maximum benefit, we request that we revise and read the Murli before we attend this session. Let's take the homework that Pai has just given it to us, meditation. And have a wonderful day. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Om Bhai. Om Shanti. We'll meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.